Hey kids, welcome to another How to Draw episode. Over the past couple months we've been doing these How to Draws for a little while, and every once in a while we get these wonderful pieces of art sent to us from you guys. And and we're really grateful to get those because we hang them up, we look at them, we laugh, and we think they're great. So you guys have all been doing a fantastic job. Actually, here's one of my favorites from my buddy Daniel, who just came to the studio and gave me this. This is his drawing of Bob. We actually kind of tag teamed this one. We did it together. So good job, Daniel. Just a little heads up from the folks at Big Idea. And I keep that up there. And I thought, since this show is largely about the main thing that Bob and Larry say at the end of every episode, which is God made you special and loves you very much, why don't we just first off do a drawing of Bob and Larry, like you see them standing at the beginning of every show. Okay, so let's start with that. All right. First thing is I'm going to draw Bob, because Bob's always standing in front. And he's an oval shape. And I noticed some of you, and especially noticed Daniel when he came in the studio, was really paying attention to drawing those center lines. Those really kind of light lines that happen right in the middle. So I'm going to start today with drawing the eyes, which are, like I said, almost two squished egg shapes that come in the middle. And Bob's got a nice big nose, and he's got a nice smile that goes underneath all that, which is kind of a U shape. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw just another kind of a C-shaped line here, draw a line that comes down, and another C-shaped line there. That's gonna set up what we call the eyelids, like these little guys. Okay, and then Bob and Larry's eyeballs are ellipses, but they turn in a little bit. It's kind of weird. But it really does make quite a difference when you draw them. So they're circles, but they're tilted a little bit and they're squashed a little bit. And inside of those, we're gonna draw another little circle. Okay, that's a highlight on the eye. And we might as well at this point just make it go dark. Now at the top of Bob's head, he's got that little tuft of what looks like hair, but it's just the part of the vine that he grew off the branch on, and a stem. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of go into Bob and just darken that edge just a little bit. We'll darken the whole thing overall a little bit later. All right, but behind Bob is Larry. So we're going to actually imagine you're drawing through Bob. Larry's kind of right there. He's obviously much taller than Bob. Okay, and then Larry, we're going to just imagine that center line too, just real light, nothing that has to be heavy. And then we're going to do the same thing with him. We're going to draw his eyes. And his big schnoz right there, that nose of his, little circle. And then he's got a narrower U-shaped mouth. Comes down like that. And then in there, of course, as we all know, Larry's got one tooth. I'm going to draw those C shapes underneath his eyes. And those squash circle shapes that are going to be coming looking right at us. With the circles inside to show a little bit of sunlight hitting the eye. And now, just real quick, I'm just going to darken everything in, just so we have a nice solid drawing. Okay, now real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw into Bob and Larry just a little bit of color. Sometimes I'll draw with just a darker color first. You see it looks a little purpley right now. But this is just to make it look like a little shadowy. Now I'm going to go and take a lighter color of red. And I'm going to go even over that purple. And it just makes this nice looking feeling of like there's almost like a shadow. You just go over the entire thing. Have fun with it, you know? I mean, this is a drawing. Drawings are meant to be fun. Okay, we're going to do one more pass, and that's with like a brighter orangier red. All right, so that's my color for Bob. You see I left some of that purple in there to make it just look like it's a little shadowy. But now what I'm going to do with Larry is the same kind of thing. I'm just going to take a green and go over everything. So we're doing the same thing with Larry. Actually, I'm even going to go a little darker. I got a nice darker kind of green in there for Larry. You know, as you can see, I'm just having fun with it, right guys? I mean, the important thing is you have fun. Putting some shadows in their eyes, because their eyes are round. And then the last thing I'll do is I'll just take a little bit of blue and just put it behind them, just to make them pop a little. And what the heck, we'll put them on a yellow ground too. Like they're on the countertop or something. All right, so that's Bob and Larry. Well, hope you learned a little bit about drawing Bob and Larry today. Just keep practicing it. It's just a bunch of circles and egg shapes, and you know, and with the color, just remember, just do your dark stuff first and then put your light stuff, your light, shiny, happy colors on top of it. And you'll get good stuff. Well, thanks for joining me, and look forward to seeing you next time.